Hello everybody, just thought I'd do this video. I'm coming from a place called the Nook. I don't know if you can see it there. Hello everybody, just thought I'd do this little video just to tell you something about what happened to me the other day that really worried me and concerned me. There's my dog, by the way. She's 7-year-old Labrador cross. Hope is her name, which is kind of ironic in these times. But anyway, she loves this place, and I love this place. It's a lovely walk. It's in a place called Bedworth, and it's a little nature reserve, just between Nuneaton and Coventry, which is my hometown. But it's a really, really lovely place, as you can see. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, I was walking through here the other day with some friends who I usually walk with for the last few years. And we were talking, as you do these days, about the virus, and as everybody seems to do these days. And we got to nearly to the end of the walk, and I met up with another person who I usually see and walk with. And we got talking, and we got onto the vaccine. And this gentleman, won't name him, he's very into having the vaccine. He can't wait to get it, as can the other person who I was walking with. And they asked me if I was going to have the vaccine, and I replied, no. Now let me put this into context for you, because a few weeks ago, my wife tested positive. She works in a care home. I don't think she caught it there. She caught it from somewhere else. And she contracted the virus. And in fairness, she was quite ill for a good 2 weeks. Really, really quite ill. I'm going to leave it here because I've just met somebody who I know. I'll call you back. I'll come back in a few minutes. Thanks, bye. Anyway guys, I'm back. Right, yeah, so where was I? Yeah, my wife contracted the virus, and she was quite ill. There's no doubt about it. So the virus is a bastard. It makes you really ill. But she got through it. It took her 2 weeks. She was quite poorly, she had no energy. But she still kept a sense of taste and a sense of smell. That didn't go. But me and our 4 children, perfectly fine. Nothing wrong with us. We didn't even get ill. We didn't suffer any side effects, no snivels, no nothing. So, whilst I was out walking with these dog walking friends, we got talking about the vaccine, and I was like, well, I don't know why I need it, because the vaccine doesn't actually cure the virus, as far as I can tell. As far as everything I've read about the virus, or the vaccine, sorry, it doesn't actually eradicate the virus. So I was like, well, if I have no symptoms and I'm asymptomatic, and the vaccine doesn't kill the virus and you can still catch and transmit it, wow, look at that bird. Is that a kite? That looks like a kite to me. I don't know if you can see it, but it's huge. Anyway, that'll probably be dinner in a few years' time. I don't mean that. I'm a vegetarian anyway. Yeah, so I got talking to these people, and they were saying, they can't wait to have the vaccine, and the vaccine yet. And they asked me if I was going to have it, and I said no. Oh, and I'll tell you what, the reply was just unbelievable. The guy who was with, his immediate response was, well, you should be locked up then. And I was like, gobsmacked. And then even the other person that I was with agreed with him that if I don't have the vaccine, I should be locked away. Not allowed to move, not allowed to do anything. Like I'm a prisoner, like I'm a criminal. I was going to sit on that, but Jesus, if I do, I'm more likely to get police with batons out and the COVID fines. I better check in the sky to make sure they're not halo jumping. No, looks pretty clear to me. But it's wet anyway, so I'm not going to sit on it. Yeah, so my argument is that, you know, okay, there is a vaccine. The vaccine obviously gives people hope, which is good. Sorry about it, guys. It looks like my SD card was full. I don't know quite what happened there, but I need to go home and check it in a bit. And now I'm using my phone storage anyway, so it should be alright. Yeah, so my argument is, you know, if you don't suffer from the virus, why should you have a vaccine that won't make any difference to you? Won't stop you transmitting it, won't stop you catching it. You'll still get it. And we still have a choice, do we? That's my point. If we still have a choice. So I'm going to hold out as long as I can. I will have the vaccine if I have to, and it proves to be effective, but I don't know why I need it. I've got to be honest. And let me reiterate again, I am not anti-vax at all. Wow, look at that, that's flooded. I am actually going to walk through that. I've done it quite a few times, it's not that deep. The path is still visible. You leave the ducks alone, Hope. She doesn't really bother with them anyway. Morning. There you go, look, she loves it. Yeah, anyway, so like I was saying, you know, these two friends, look at that tree, look. It's been there forever. I don't know if it's dead, to be honest, but it's clinging on to life if it is. I'll zoom in, because I don't know what those birds are, but I can't zoom in. I've got it on super steady. And all the friendly little ducks around the park. Anyway, so yeah. Well, what concerns me is obviously, you know, you've got friends. Turning on friends. Because they think that now you can impose your will on somebody else. So actually, your friends are starting to become authoritarian in themselves. They're misinformed, they're just listening to mainstream media all the time, and either BBC, ITV, Sky, whatever. And you know those channels, they're complete doom and gloom. And they only give you really one side of the story. So what my argument is to people is, please, go out, research. Don't just believe what Sky, BBC, ITV are saying to you, because I don't think they're really broadcasting the facts. I think they're just trying to drive fear into people and make people scared. And if they find somebody, their friends that they've known for years, and then all of a sudden, she made it by the way, all of a sudden your friends are turning on you because you have actually researched the facts. You've checked. You found out that actually this vaccine won't stop you transmitting it. It's like the flu jab as far as I'm concerned. It only makes the symptoms milder. And if my wife was anything to go by, she could have done with it, to be quite honest, because she was quite ill. But do I? Why do I need the vaccine if I didn't suffer any ill effects at all from the virus? Now, I get people are worried and nervous and they think that you should all have the vaccine. But now they're talking about new strains. Now, I don't know if this is true. You know, the Brazilian strain, which is worrying because I'm not sure how many countries there are in the world, but it does look like there are so many different strains. And I'm wondering if each country in the world has got a strain. And if that's how they're going to keep us locked down. When the Brazilian strain hits, then it'll be the Chinese or the Japanese or the Indonesian, and yeah, we could be in this forever, to be quite honest. And I am a conspiracy theorist. I love actually, let me put that in a different way. I love conspiracy theories. I love reading them. I love hearing the different stories. I love different versions of what could be happening. And it all started from 9/11, really, when one story came out about how it was. The best one I thought was when the planes were holograms and they didn't actually crash into the buildings and the buildings were blew up. But, you know, there are so many conspiracy theories that it really does fascinate me. Which story is true, why these stories come out with different versions of the same event. Yeah, I just love them. And especially at the moment, you've got coronavirus and you've got Bill Gates and you've got the Chinese deliberately released this, or it's deliberately now being released in different countries with different strains to keep us in lockdown, keep us controlled. Who knows what's true? And that's the whole point of conspiracy theories, isn't it? They make you question everything. You don't know what's true, and then people believe the one side of the story, which is usually the mainstream media, which I've stopped watching now, by the way. I'll occasionally dip in and out just to see what they're saying and, you know, how much fear they're trying to strike into people again. But there's my dog again. She loves it. But yeah, I've been locked in the house pretty much since March. I'm getting absolutely, well, I found it torturous, to be honest. Now I love my house, I love my home, but I feel like I'm trapped in it now. I don't feel like I can. Outside is like a scary place now. Do you know what I mean? Although I'm not scared of this virus at all. I just feel like, you know, you can't move these days, especially with what the police are doing. I find that a little bit worrying, that they're literally fining, arresting. Hope, wait, sit down, wait. Wait. Oh. Anyway, come here. There's a good girl. Yeah, you can look at me. There you go. Got somebody else behind us. Come on then. Yeah, so anyway, the police are, I don't know, I think they're just as scared as everybody else with this virus, that they don't quite understand it, maybe. Or the orders are coming from up high. Again, another conspiracy theory, that they're being told to arrest people, to keep them in their houses, to lock them away when they go and sit on a park bench or drink a coffee, which they consider as a picnic nowadays. I suppose that's not a substantial meal, is it? But yeah, my concern is we are becoming a bit of a police state if we're not careful, and I hope that the police will see common sense, for goodness sake. If you're out in the park on your own, what harm are you going to do? You know what I mean? You're not going to... I'm out on my own. Who am I going to infect? My dog? Plenty of dogs can catch it. And even if she does, she won't be able to tell us. There's no positive test for dogs, is there? Anyway. So yeah, I'm just going to pause it there for a minute because people always look at you weird when you're talking into your phone. And I don't want to put these people on camera, it's not fair for them. See you in a minute. Alright, back again. Right, so this is a beautiful view of the Nook. I love this place, really, really nice. Always gets flooded though when it's heavy rain. There's that tree again. Yeah, so, you know, I know this virus is real. I never thought it wasn't, to be honest. But I think a lot of people think, or a lot of my friends think that I don't think this virus is real and it's all fake, which isn't true. And I feel like I have to make this video now just to prove to myself, prove to everybody else that, you know, sorry about that. I am a conspiracy theorist. No, that's incorrect. I like conspiracy theories. I read a lot of them. I like them. I like the way that they come out and they, within days, literally, of a virus or something weird happens and everybody gives you a different version, their version, a version. And it's interesting because now you never know what the truth is because there's so many different stories that one of them's true, but because there's so many different stories you don't know which one is. And it's fascinating, I think. Anyway, the point of this is that people are turning on each other and we need to stop doing that. We need unity. We need people to be friendly with each other and not just jumping down the throat of anybody who has a different opinion to yours. We are allowed different opinions. We are allowed to research our own facts and look for ourselves, you know. All the information's out there. Obviously it's quite hard to find correct information these days, especially with the different stories that people tell you and the fear that people have of this virus and the vaccine, and whether it's all mind games by the government to keep us locked in and then they'll let us out for a little bit, then they'll say there's a new strain and we'll go back in again, and yeah, it is a little bit of a worry, but I don't think we need to panic just yet. And even if we do, even if there is something else going on, surely as a people we'll come together. It's worked before. People power does work. And if people are feeling a little bit scared about the future, I'd say just hold on. Right, I'm just going to pause this a minute because there's quite a few people walking down now, so I won't get them in the video. See you in a minute. Yeah, so anyway, I'm back again. Oh look, there's a criminal offence thing again. Sit on a bench. Don't want to sit on that, do we? Ooh. How weird is it that now, that symbol alone has become quite scary. You're afraid to even sit on that thing now. Anyway, so just to wrap this up really, you know, I did this video because I was a little bit worried, concerned that people who don't research, don't look for themselves, just follow the mainstream media, think that everybody who doesn't have the vaccine is a criminal or violent or murderous even, which is another thing I was told. I'm likely to kill people if I don't have the vaccine. which is just really weird, because if my understanding is correct, and I believe it is, that the vaccine doesn't eradicate the virus, it actually just makes the symptoms milder. But if you don't have mild, or if you don't have strong symptoms, or you only have mild symptoms, or you don't have any symptoms at all, why do you need the vaccine? Well, anyway, yeah, so it could be another conspiracy theory, couldn't it? I mean, you know, people assume they know everything, when actually, if they only watch the news from mainstream, they must probably know really nothing. Yeah, because I've been watching a lot of these auditors, which I've got to say, a massive shout out to you guys. You go to the COVID sites, you fund. I've watched a lot of them, I've got to be honest, and the COVID sites, I can't believe how empty these places are. You literally wonder if they've just been put there just to, I don't know, well, why have they been put there if they're not being used? Why are the Nightingale hospitals not being used? I've seen a few videos of hospitals as well that are empty. I've seen American hospitals that are ridiculously empty. You know, I think more people are dying from the treatments that they're not getting for cancer, for other things, everything that's not being operated on because of this virus. And it does worry me that actually, you know, we're being misled, I feel. But again, that's just my opinion. That's not the opinion I'm going to force on anybody else. You either do your research or you don't. You might hate me for saying that, but whatever, I'm not bothered. I just think, you know, these auditors, especially AB, big shout out to AB, you're amazing, so calm. Live free, top guy. Just did a homeless stint in London. Just amazing bloke. Auditing Ed, this guy got some balls. Pinaki News, he's also brilliant. Is it Matt 12128? I can't remember what his title is, but he is awesome as well. And Pinaki, the Scottish guy with the cross on his hat, he makes me laugh all the time. Really do enjoy his videos. Go on, Ed, let's go. So yeah, just gonna say, chill out, people. You know, we don't need to. Your friends are your friends. Look after your friends. Whether they've got a different opinion to you, it's irrelevant, isn't it? It doesn't matter. You know, if they don't want the vaccine, they don't believe that this virus is as bad, try not to force your opinion on anybody else. You know, I like to have discussions with people who like to listen, not with people who think their opinion is the only one that counts. Because there are many, many different opinions. We're all different. We all have different views. We all do different work in researching this. And, you know, I feel that, you know, people can get you down when they start putting pressure on you to believe something that they believe. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's a little bit of a, it's not even a rant. It's just something that worried me, and I haven't spoken to these two friends since this has happened, and I don't know how to or whether to, because it worried me, and I don't know if I should. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there now because I've got some people coming up behind me. So take care, guys. I'm going to start doing some more of these every day. Just to basically to talk, because you don't talk to many people these days. So anyway, have fun, stay safe, take care, bye bye.